It's time for the LowcoSports Lowdown. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and Max Arraj.
And welcome in to a Wednesday night edition of the LowcoSports Lowdown on this Wednesday summer evening. I am Wes Kerr, joined by Max Arraj. And Max, hope you're been able to stay hydrated because it is hot out there.
Oh, yeah.
It's been scorching those last few days. So hope you've spent some time staying cool, getting some hydration, and being out of the sun at least a bit over these last few days.
Yeah, it's been a hot couple days, or I guess few days now. We've been briefly talking with me and the rest of the Beaver County crew of just the heat and the weather, because we still have Dixie Boys regular season games being played, as well as now we have full adult sports, including baseball and softball, being played outside in this weather when they start off. It's still probably some of the hottest points of the day. And it's definitely been extremely hot out there. And ladies and gentlemen, summer is here.
Yes.
And came in full force too. It's been very hot, but I hope everyone who's watching has stayed hydrated as well. Because I don't think the heat's going away anytime soon the way it's going. It's been quite an adventure going through the heat this week as someone who's outside for most of his time during his job. It's been very hot, but I've been able to manage. So I'm sure you have as well, Wes, being that we're both here tonight.
Yes. As much as I'm used to it for being a native of this area in South Carolina, tell you what, it can get you when you're outside for more than a few minutes. Best to be able to work out in the morning and go to the gym when it's indoors and maybe a little cooler, but and then take a dip in the pool. Thankfully, I have a pool a couple minutes walking distance, so it's not too bad for me. But hopefully, everyone's been able to stay cool. And Ashley Powell said he can't join us tonight because he is putting together a football sled. He's been doing that for the last 3 hours. So we will keep him busy with that, I guess, and we'll have him on another night coming up soon. But that's the May River wrestling coach, also football assistant over there at May River High School. And so good to see him hard at work over there at his place. And we look forward to talking with him very soon. But Max, how have you been doing this last week or so?
I've been doing good. It's been a busy couple weeks, of course, with all of our district tournaments that were taking place here in the area, both Beaufort, Bluffton, and Hilton Head. I'm sure you've been keeping busy with that as well over the last few weeks. But now it's time for the state tournaments. They've already started with those softball tournaments taking place over the weekend. I do know the 12U softball team out of Beaufort finished in that state tournament with a 2-2 record, so very respectable, especially with some of those teams from the upstate when it comes to softball have been very strong over the years. Very respectable record for that 12U team from Beaufort. I knew they were good, but to see them finish with a 2-2 record, make it in past Sunday into Monday, very respectable from that 12U team out of Beaufort. So congratulations to them on a great season, great all-star season. And I look forward to seeing it grow within this area and seeing it continue to grow, because we have seen it at the high school level now, and now we're starting to see it at the youth level and the growth that it's being shown across Beaufort County and across the rest of the Lowcountry as well.
Absolutely, the foundation has been laid, but glad you're doing well. It's been a tough but busy last week. I had family in town, and we had the opportunity to conduct a memorial service of someone in my family who recently passed away a couple months ago. So sad to see when that happens, but having a celebration of life to remember that person is always meaningful. And so wish them well, and also just great to see family come in whenever they're able to. And a lot going on in terms of people with engagements and weddings and stuff, and there's a lot going on. So it's always nice to catch up and see family when you get to. So I took a couple of days off from the show to do that, but back here tonight. And this show tonight is presented by our good friends at the Mickelson Law Firm, the official sponsor and the all-star sponsor, the official real estate closing attorney and the presenting sponsor of Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. You can call on Mickelson Law Firm for all your legal needs. So you mentioned the softball 12U girls. We also have the softball 8U girls who are the state champs of Bluffton. They will be going to Tioga, Louisiana for the Diamond Youth World Series. So
very nice. Yes, congratulations.
Coach Powell is coming on to talk to us after working incredibly hard preparing for football season, and especially the football sled. So, great to see you were hard at work already preparing for this Shark season, which is just a few months away. And Coach Powell, welcome you to the LowcoSports Lowdown. How are you doing here tonight?
I guess I could be better out here sweating at 9:30 at night, trying to put a shoot together. Me and like 5 of the other football coaches. Here we are. We're still out here, but
man,
I guess that's what we gotta do sometimes.
Hey, dedication.
Those are the duties that are required. There are additional duties that sometimes pop up, and that's good in the work over the summer doing something like that. So, Coach, how have you been? Obviously, wrestling coach, a state champion, 4A wrestling. I was going to say 4A lacrosse. 4A lacrosse was finished runners up, but you guys did not. You guys won it all this year. So, just talk about the last few months after winning that title, and
can you hear
and your thoughts on this season as a whole. Ooh, I'm trying to. My connection might be a little slow here. All right, or Coach Powell's.
Yeah, no, it's both of us. Looks like Coach Powell's having some connection issues right now.
So we'll see if
I can.
It's breaking up really, really bad on my end. Can y'all hear me?
Now we can.
Very slightly. Yeah. Very slightly. Yeah,
Hello?
it's breaking up on our end too. Yeah, he might. Yeah, we might have to see if we can get a better connection. Bring him back.
Yeah, I think this area. I'll tell you, maybe River sometimes.
Maybe he's here.
It can be spotty on occasion, especially when you're at the football field at May River. We have seen at times where
there it goes.
It works, but sometimes it can be line off, and I guess it's the latter one today, at least right now. So hopefully we'll try to get Coach Powell back on the show. As I said, he led May River Sharks to a state title in wrestling, finally getting over the hump this year in 4A on the mat. So. I wanted to talk about his summer so far and his vision for this wrestling team. Maybe talk a little football too. Is you're trying to get him back in here.
Yeah, he's trying to get back in here. See if
he
gets a better one. Maybe this is one. Is this one it?
Back
maybe it's it.
Here, maybe.
There
we go.
There he is. See if this works. You can hear us, Coach? I'm gonna take that as a no. It's just breaking up.
Technology sometimes can get to you, especially when you're over there at the Shark Tank. Sometimes
self-service, man, and never
out
good.
There in in the midst of that May River Bluffton area, it can be on and off, as I said. So we'll see if Coach Val can get on. If not, we'll try a different.
We'll bring him back when he's good and ready.
Yeah, but hey. Always great to talk with Coach Powell, someone that he has done his work around here. He has really built that program from the ground up and catapulted it all the way to a state championship. And we thank him for at least attempting to come on here tonight,
especially being out there trying to put stuff together to get ready for the next school year. So hopefully we can get him back on. I think he's struggling with his connection right now. So hopefully we can get him back on. If not, we will definitely get him on another night because he is always fun and a great person to talk to here on this show. So hopefully we can either get him on some point tonight or on another night, maybe when he's back at home with a bit better internet connection, hopefully. But let's go back to those state tournaments because we do have some news. I did get information regarding the Dixie Boys state tournaments have been set in stone this week. I have both the brackets and I will be taking pictures and hopefully sending them to Justin Jarrett this week so we can post them on social media, probably our Instagram and Facebook pages for LowcoSports. So for the 13U team, it's a bit more interesting. Beaufort County is the only one from our area that is going to be competing in both tournaments. So no one else from the LowcoSports area. Most of them are from either the Charleston area or around the Columbia area, or out in the middle of nowhere. Beaufort County is one of 10 teams in the 13U tournament. They will be facing off against KC West Columbia to start off their tournament. The other teams that will be in this tournament are Bamberg, Louisville, which I actually don't know where Louisville is, but apparently they're a strong enough program that they have 2 teams, and I'm going to get to that in a second. Beaufort County is obviously the one from our area. And usually at this age group, Beaufort County is usually able to get through with ease, but this could be a bit more of a difficult tournament to get to the World Series. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Westminster and Union are also on here. District 9 has not been announced yet for South Carolina's tournament. Hopefully we'll get an answer on that soon. I have a feeling that means they have either a best of 3 series between 2 teams in that district, or they have a full district tournament in that area. So we'll see. Somerville and Johnsonville, as well as Sumter, are on the list for district tournament, state tournament teams for the 13U level of Dixie Boys baseball. Those games will start on July 10th, Thursday, July 10th, and that tournament will go through Sunday the 13th. So not far from now. Only a couple weeks away. So we will definitely intrigued by that. And then our 14U tournament is 2 teams, just 2 best of 3 series for a trip to the World Series between Beaufort County and Louisville. And that will be out in, I believe, Seneca, South Carolina. That tournament will start on July 10th as well. So we have 2 Dixie Boys tournaments, Beaufort County representing both. And when we say Beaufort County, that means all the best players at the Dixie Boys level from Hilton Head, Bluffton, and Beaufort will be competing together on a team for a chance at making the World Series in both age levels. I believe the World Series.
We had the pleasure of calling it last year, but this year's
not this year. Not this year.
Mississippi.
Yeah, Hattiesburg is hosting one of them. The other one, I hear they have changed venues for one of them. I can't remember which age group it is. I think it's the junior boys level. I could be wrong. I'll have to take a look at that. The other one will be in Oblique, Alabama, not far from Auburn University. They'll be playing at that baseball complex. I looked at some pictures of the complex. Absolutely beautiful. Hattiesburg is a great complex as well. So going to be some really good World Series. We will definitely be keeping an eye on these Beaufort County teams at both age groups. We're actually I found this out today. Beaufort County, because in South Carolina, in Dixie Boys baseball at least, you can have 13-year-olds playing for the 14U Dixie Boys teams. We are the only teams in the state of South Carolina that have full 13U and 14U teams that have just 13U players and just 14U players, which I find extremely interesting. It just shows how strong the programs here in Beaufort County and around the Lowcountry are. I was very intrigued by that. And so I have high hopes for these 2 teams. I do think 13U has a very good chance. And of course, now 14U has a very good chance, being that they have only one other team to compete against. That 13U team, usually, I don't remember the last time 13U didn't make it to the World Series over the last few years or so. So they have a very good shot here, but it's going to be a bit more of a tougher tournament than in past years. But I do think Beaufort County at the 13U level has a chance of making the World Series. And I believe Beaufort County at the 14U level will be making the World Series within the next week. I believe those state tournaments should be very interesting. And so we will keep you informed as July 10th comes around for the start of the Dixie Boys baseball state tournaments. So that's going to be very fun. I'm very happy that we got that information out there. And again, we'll be posting all of that on the LowcoSports social media pages on both Facebook and Instagram. So there's that. Also, Diamond Youth Baseball state tournaments will be starting this weekend.
Okay.
A lot of teams from our area here
Wow.
within the Beaufort County District area, as well as Colleton area, a lot of teams at all age groups will be competing for a chance at a state title and a trip to the Diamond Youth Baseball World Series at each age level. So I'm very excited for that, Wes. I'm sure you're excited to keep up to date with all of
Yeah,
that.
following the game changers and seeing how far each of these teams can take it. Are there some that start this weekend? Normally it's July, but I guess some
I
tournaments
think
start this weekend.
let me check this real quick.
I think softball may have started. I remember softball in the past.
Softball, I know softball at most of the age groups started this last weekend.
Oh wow!
And they went through this week, if I'm not mistaken. That, like I said, that 12U softball team went 2-2. I believe 10U softball, like you said, will be making a trip to the Diamond Youth Softball World Series. So that's going to be very exciting. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure either it's this weekend or it starts next weekend. I'll have to check in, and we'll talk about it on our next show, probably on Friday night. If we do a show Friday night, I will get you guys that information. But I can't honestly. I can't remember.
I got the link for the state tournaments. So I'm pulling them up as we speak. So we already had 12U. That was won by Saluda. Buford will win a couple, as you mentioned. They won 2 of them.
Yes,
so that was
softball, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was softball. That was 12U. 10U. We did not have. Or we did. Beaufort. Yeah, Beaufort we did 10U, or at least, I mean, we had a representative from Beaufort County, and that was won by Saluda as well. That was.
Yeah, I knew Saluda was going to win that.
Yep.
They always put together very strong softball programs, even at the high school level.
8U, Bluffton took part in that one and won it.
Yes, that's right. So they're going to the World Series. That's correct.
So Bluffton, Bluffton 8U softball, they are going to the Diamond Youth Softball World Series. I'm going to see if I can find when that will be. I guess sometime in August, but to find, or possibly in July. We'll have to find the dates on that and see when those will be. But congratulations to that Bluffton team. That is quite phenomenal, especially in an area where softball has not been a sport that we have seen as much success in the past.
Well, it's definitely growing, that's for sure. I'm trying to think over the years, because it's been only a few years now that Diamond Youth Softball has been a thing, an organization.
So
I'm trying to think. Would this not be one of the first teams from this area, this district, to win a state championship? I would have a feeling that could be possible.
Not only did Bluffton win it, they had to come back from the losers bracket and beat Chester twice. Yeah, they beat Chester twice to win it.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Tremendous resilience, and
we'll have to figure out a way to contact their coaches and have them come on.
Definitely would love to get them on before the World Series. As we keep talking, I will see if I can find out when that World Series. Obviously, they'll probably have at least a month or so before that starts. That is fantastic news over there for we good 2025 softball World Series. It's July 16th to the 21st. Tioga, Louisiana. That's what it says here. We will.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think that's awesome. Yeah. So congratulations to that team, and the bracket's not up yet, but we will let you know what it is. So 8U Bluffton softball girls are going to the World Series. So big time news over there.
Yeah, that's big. That's fantastic, and it shows the growth of softball within the area. We've already mentioned on the show tonight.
You just think about like the next 5-10 years and how much softball could grow once we see these young women keep at it.
I mean, like we showed, Saluda has always been the story when it comes to softball in the state. Not only at the youth level, but at the high school level as well. And most teams from around the upstate have always been stronger than teams on the lower end of South Carolina, but I think that's starting to shift a little bit because I think more people are realizing how great of a sport softball is, and the growth of softball has risen exponentially here in terms of just amount of people interested in playing it at a young level, and the amount of talent that has started to really show up here over the last few years. I really do think give it, like you said, another 5 to 10 years, and the softball here will be among the strongest in the state of South Carolina, and I really do believe that.
No doubt about that. So let's move on to baseball. And you mentioned about some of these
Yes.
brackets for the baseball state tournaments. We got the Ozone. Now there's a Division 1 and a Division 2 for these.
Yes, that's correct.
And we don't. I don't see they haven't filled the brackets, so I'm not particularly 100% sure on which division these.
Yeah, I thought so. So the rookie and AA tournaments are taking place June 27th. Yeah, I'm wondering which division we are,
because sometimes they're even in different sites. So I don't want to say something that's
I'm not
but it looks
sure.
like both the AA. So it looks like AU will be in Orangeburg, both the one Division 1, Division 2, and do we have? Okay, we do have the bracket filled in for AU, which I was part of. I was on the mic for the PA for those games. Bluff American won it. They will. They actually will get started this weekend, June 28th.
Yep.
They will be playing Sumter American in their first game. All those games will take place at the Orangeburg Recreation Complex in Orangeburg, South Carolina. So we wish the best of luck to them. I will say they definitely got tested. I don't think anyone was expecting to see National knock them off.
No, I didn't see it.
Win. Yeah, but after that, they really showed they're capable of those last two games. Routed them twice in a row to get to this point. So it only get tougher from here. You got Sumter American, you got Greenwood, Greer, North Augusta, Westcott, Lancaster, Orangeburg, the hosts. You got Blythewood, Hartsville, and Waccamaw. I think that this team has the capabilities if they can put balls in play, and perform well defensively, because at this level it really comes down to, can you avoid the errors and make plays on defense, because it's coach pitch. So if you can play good defense and minimize mistakes, you can only give teams extra outs, especially at this level. So I think that's always the key, and then just the consistency of making contact, putting balls in play, and putting pressure on the other team. That's a good base running. We've seen, we saw the district tournament that base running is crucial, and you got to make sure you're on the same page at this level, because it is very thin, the differences between some of these teams. So should see some great matchups between these squads, but that will go to Tuesday. Championship will be on Tuesday the 1st, and so they will be competing for a spot in the 8U World Series.
AAA, I believe, will start.
10U. We got Georgetown, South Carolina.
Yep.
Do we have that? I don't think that one's filled out.
I have not seen a bracket for that yet, nor have I. I have not seen a bracket.
That's Hilton Head, I believe. I assume Hilton Head beat Bluffton in that championship game. I couldn't make it. Do you have confirmation that Hilton had won that game? Because
at the Ozone level, Hilton Head did win the state tournament over Beaufort. So they'll be heading to Greenwood, South Carolina, July 11th for that state tournament. And that's a strong Hilton Head team too.
Okay, that's a really good Hilton Head team. I saw the 10U team, and Hilton Head looked pretty solid there in the minors.
I'm going to put it out there that I do think that Ozone 12U team has a real shot at winning states. I really do. They're a very strong team.
Did they make it in 10U last year? Because I remember there was a Hilton Head team that made it to the World Series. I don't remember what.
It may have been 10U. I don't think it was 12U. It could have been 10U.
Yep.
So, Yeah, that 12U team is very strong. I got to watch them and witness them. They have a lot of depth at pitching, some hard throwing pitchers. I think they can match up with some of the best in the state, and I think they have a real shot of making it to the semifinals,
Yep.
if not potentially winning a state tournament. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that team.
That'll be a team to watch. That 12U squad and that 10U squad I thought played pretty well. On top of that, I got to see him for a few games over at Crossings, and they've got some talent to plate. So I think they have an outside shot as well of making. I'd expect we have a good shot at seeing at least one of our teams on the baseball side make it to the World Series. Which is always exciting because you get to represent the whole state of South Carolina. You get to wear the South Carolina jerseys. You don't wear Bluffton anymore. You don't wear Hilton anymore. You wear South Carolina, which is a big honor if you're able to make it to that point and get to the World Series. And that's the goal. I mean, that's you want to try to extend your season into August, which will probably be in the school when school starts, because that school started a lot earlier than it used to. So.
Right.
Yeah. If you get the World Series, maybe you get to miss some school. I'm sure those kids wouldn't mind that. But so yeah, we wish them luck as they get into their state tournament preparation. The World Series, I believe, actually they won't have to travel far for it, because some of the for AAA, for 10U, and then the Division 2s in South Carolina and Lexington. The rest, I believe, are done North Carolina. Then there's another one in Lexington. So it will not be as much travel, which will be nice. But you don't have to go all the way over to Laurel, Mississippi this year, like what JJ's teams had to do back in 21 when they got to the World Series. That was a hike.
Yeah.
And not only that, it's the middle of nowhere. There's nothing to do in Laurel, Mississippi other than play baseball. It's that's
why a lot of the teams in Mississippi are so good. It's literally most people are in the middle of nowhere. All they do is play baseball, football, and basketball, and that's it. Which, speaking of which, I do know those Dixie Boys tournaments. You remember last year how good those Hattiesburg, Mississippi teams were, both of them winning the Dixie Boys and Junior Boys World Series last year in Beaufort. And so Mississippi always shows out really strong with baseball. And it goes all the way up through high school and even to the college level. We've seen both Ole Miss and Mississippi State win college World Series at times. So it's a strong state for baseball, and they love it down there. But I'm very excited to see how these state tournaments go for all these age groups at Dixie Diamond Youth Baseball. Excuse me. Good Lord, I still say Dixie Youth Baseball these days. Yes, that's right. Both 13U and 14U will be playing in Seneca for the state championships on the 10th. Yes, thank you, Mr. Mark Renix. Yeah, Seneca, nice facilities too.
Yeah, that's a nice area. So Dixie Boys getting ready to get their state tournaments going. We got the Diamond Youth 8U starting this weekend over at their location coming up for Coach Pitch over in Orangeburg, South Carolina. So that will be getting going on Saturday. We'll get you those updates as the weekend progresses and see how far they can take it. But it is getting close to state tournament time. It has already begun for the softball, and it is getting going for baseball. So we will let you know what happens with all those tournaments in the coming days and weeks. But we have some more sponsors to shout out right now. We welcome back Hudson's Seafood House in the Dock to the Loco Booster Club. Great place for seafood sunsets and cocktails on Hilton Island. They are the presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. New episode aired on Monday. I got to produce that with no Rich this week. He was out of town, or at least unavailable to go. So it was Bob, it was Curry, and JJ who took part in the panel this weekend. A lot of discussion, including about the College World Series, NBA Finals, and more. Hilton Head Furniture, new sponsor, the Satola family, helping us here on this LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. We thank you for their support. We thank them for their supports. And then the Hill and Island Windows and Doors, Coach Barron always does a great job here in the Low Country on the basketball court. He's going to provide that same effort for your windows and doors. HHI Windows and Doors. Some more news to get to here on this Wednesday, including some big ones. A big time offer. He got the call. Carnell Warren got the call from Bill Belichick.
Yes.
He got the offer this week from the University of North Carolina. What a big time moment there for Carnell, who we mentioned he is back open for business in terms of recruiting, and he is going to get a couple of he's going to get some tough schools to choose from. It's going to be a tough decision for him because Carnell Warren has proven that the skill, the athleticism has been apparent throughout his career so far over at Bluffton, and schools are starting to really take notice, and you can see that chain domino effect. When you get one big school, a lot of them continue to follow suit, and Carnell able to scoop up an offer from Bill Belichick's Tar Heels.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And I had a feeling, I'm trying to remember before he committed to Virginia Tech if North Carolina had offered him already. I do know that the pictures we saw on his social media, that was from his official visit to the University of North Carolina. And by the way, he looks good in that navy blue and Tar Heel blue, and looks good on him. We'll see where he goes, because I have a feeling over the next few months he's going to get a lot more offers from a lot of schools. I mean, we're talking about a 4-star wide receiver. According to 24/7 Sports, he's ranked among the top 325 players in the country. He's ranked 50th in the country in wide receivers, and the 7th best player in South Carolina. So, I mean, this dude is no joke. He's going to be great.
According to 247 Sports, he's right now inside the top 50 at the wide receiver class, and he's in top 10 South Carolina. So he's proven he's the real deal. And he is an explosive threat for this Bluffton team. And I'll tell you what, we've talked about this offense. How excited are you to see what this Hayden Gregory offense could look like with what should be an improved Aiden McCarthy and then a guy like Carnell Warren who can go up for those 50-50 balls. And then you got Cordell Holly in the backfield and potentially more to come. I am psyched to see what this offense can look like as we get things rolling. I think Carnell's going to be even better this year.
I 100% agree. And when you say more to come, I really do think there is more to come. I think they're looking, and I think we know who they might be going after, but we're not going to say anything because we're going to leave it until it maybe or may not become official. We're going to keep it at that. But yeah, I mean, this is a very strong team. I do know Aiden McCarthy. He's starting to get interests from multiple schools at the Division I level, and he's no joke. I mean, that he's got one of the best arms in our area, and the area we cover. He's got one of the best arms of any quarterback. The only quarterback I think who's got an arm like he does is Reed McCollum out of Hilton Head Christian Academy. Literally, when I say Hilton Head Christian, I think of Hayden Shin.
That was the first team I covered here, at least when I've been doing Loco, and Hayden Shin was a sensation to watch.
He was amazing.
Just incredible.
But I mean, I tell you, Reed McCollum and Aiden McCarthy are very close in terms of their potential skills as a player. And obviously, Reed McCollum, like we said a week ago, has committed to play football at the United States Naval Academy, which I think is absolutely amazing. I can't wait for him to be playing there with the midshipmen. But Aiden McCarthy's getting an interest because he's a very good quarterback. And towards the end of the season, I really started seeing him come into his own because I saw quite a few Bluffton games over last fall, and I saw him really come into his own. I mean, he's a very strong quarterback, and when he plays at his best with the weapons he has around him, this team is very dangerous. And I think when you got Carnell Warren returning, they got some other key wide receivers returning. That defense, a lot of the defense is returning this coming season. They didn't have a senior heavy team. So this is a team that was young a young team last year, very good. And I really do think like if they can add some more weapons, if they do decide to go and look at the South Carolina transfer portal, see what they can pick up, I really do think this team is just I think they're a 1 or 2 pieces away from being a very dangerous team within the lower state area of South Carolina. And I really do see them having a shot. If they put everything together the right way, I really do see them having a shot at potentially making the lower state finals this year, this upcoming fall season. I really do.
It's a bold call to say lower state finals just because of
it is a bold call, but I'm telling you that offense.
I mean it's certainly possible. Just by the way we could see this Bluffton offense gel and the way the defense could play behind it. It's not out of the question by any means.
I know I'm calling for it. I'm just saying I really do think there's a very good possible chance with this team because they didn't lose many key positions. They've grown together over the summer. They've grown together since the fall season ended. I really do think if this team stays together and they gel really well, there's not going to be a lot of teams that can beat this team when they're at their best. I really, truly 100% believe that.
We will save this clip for November, and maybe we'll have a reason to pull it up again.
It's June 25th, ladies and gentlemen. Just remember.
Bold prediction. Bold prediction.
Hey, I'm just saying, barring any injuries, I really do like the way this team's looking. I did get some other news. I don't know if he's posted on social media, but I was looking through today on 24/7 Sports. Amari Patterson, I think he's gotten another offer from an SEC school this week. We know about Georgia. He got offered last week by Georgia. He got offered by Vanderbilt as well. And I've just seen Tennessee show up on that list of offers as well.
Boy,
I don't know what it is, but these SEC I don't know what it is, but these SEC schools are liking something in Amari Patterson. And I can tell you the speed is part of it, but those hands are the other part. And they really like this dude. And, you know, you look at his 24/7 Sports, you know, a 3-star receiver ranked in the top 400 players in the country, ranked top 55, 51st out of wide receivers in the country. And he's the 9th best player in South Carolina, according to 24/7 Sports. That dude's no joke either. He's very strong, very talented. And I've just seen the University of Tennessee show up. Now, I don't know when that offer was made out, but according to multiple sources, Tennessee has offered Amari Patterson. So add that to the list of amazing programs that have offered Amari Patterson over the last couple weeks. So
yeah, the hype is real for Mr.
Recruitment's heating up, fellas. Yeah. Recruitment is heating up for
it is exciting. It is exciting to see.
Well, especially, I can't honestly remember the last time we've had two very significant players get interests at the same time, around the same age, from multiple Power 5 conference or Power 4, I guess now, schools. You know, a very, very interesting time here in Beaufort County, and I think this is the only time I've seen 2 wide receivers in this area at the same time be this well-known nationally.
We've seen one or two or so, you know, at times that were able to earn some attention, but this is at another level in terms of getting 2 in one year at this point of the season. So this is big time stuff right here for both Amari Patterson and Carnell Warren, and just adds to the excitement as we continue to get closer to the season, and just the amount of excitement that we can see from those 2 squads. Or you never know whether Amari Patterson decides to go. It could be one team that we're talking about. You don't know.
Well, I was about to say there is a chance. There are rumors circling around, but we're not going to go into any of those rumors. The only rumor I've heard is there's a chance Amari Patterson might not return to Beaufort in the fall. But we're going to leave it at that because we don't want to get any more into that. But with that rumor, we're now starting to think, if that is true, what teams might pick up Amari Patterson in the transfer portal, which is crazy to say that we have a transfer portal nowadays for high school sports here in the South Carolina area. So we'll leave it at that. That's the only rumor I've heard.
That's all we'll get to in terms of speculation for tonight. But Yeah, I mean, we look forward to seeing what both these guys can do, and just the hype is real. I mean, just to talk about these guys getting big time offers, and I think we mentioned a few guys that laid the foundation, and now we're starting to see this area, this low country, continue to show itself out. And as we said the last time, look at Xavier Chaplin getting some love potentially to be a first round draft pick in the NFL. So
Yeah, man.
the,
How about
the
that?
Loco's doing things right now. It is a fun time to be a Loco sports football fan. A Loco.
Yeah, 100%. And I have pure, I'm purely excited. I know it's June. We're not even close to football season yet, but just wait, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to run up on you real quick.
Thumbs up quickly, no doubt
Yeah.
about that. So
We'll see. We'll see
yeah.
how everything goes. But the other thing around this is now that we have that transfer portal,
Yep.
there's going to be some players that we're going to keep an eye on that could go to a different school. So we will definitely – that makes it even more exciting for football season to begin, because we're just like, where are some of these players potentially going if they make moves and stuff like that? So we'll see. Fun times here in the Low Country.
Indeed. Fun times here, and the excitement builds as we get closer to the 2026 or 2025-26 season in the Low Country. But one more piece, a big piece of news: John Paul II has a new athletic director. Tom Smith has been given the nod. He will take over as AD for the Golden Warriors. Your thoughts on how he can continue to improve a program that has seen some strides, and football's, they've made some progress trying to build on that this year. Basketball has been a little up and down throughout the years, but we've seen some quality play, especially on the girls' side of things recently. And this is a JV2 program that I think is in a spot where, if you can find the growth to it and grab some more talent and continue to grow the school as a whole, I think there's big potential there. So your thoughts on the hire for the Golden Warriors of Tom Smith?
Yeah, I think it's a great hire for JP2. Obviously, it's very sad to see Louise Sanders step down as AD for JP2. She's been there for quite a few years now.
Yep.
But I think Tom Smith, he's got the track record. I did some research today. He's got the track record to be someone who can really lift this athletics program that might need some lifting. As a school that's now competing in most of their sports at the highest level of SCISA athletics at the 4A level, they need someone who can try and get all these athletic programs to be able to compete very well at the 4A level. Obviously, the football program, they're still going to sit at the 3A level for the time being. Same thing for Hilton Head Christian, because 4A football is no joke, and I've seen that.
Yep.
And we both saw that against when who was it? Lawrence Manning came to JP2 last year. It came to the Hardyville sports complex, and we've seen that, and hopefully one day both of those programs can find a way to make it competitive as 4A football programs. But for now, they'll sit at 3A. But I think the football program definitely needs some help. They need to figure out a way to really get that program going, and it's taken them quite a long time to try and get it going. So we'll see what they can do with that. But I think this hire is a good thing for JP2. I think it's a fresh start, especially with a school that is now sitting at the top level of private school athletics. And so I really am intrigued to see what he can do for JP2 and the Golden Warriors athletics programs. But I do think it's a great hire. He's got a great track record, and hopefully he can really put some magic together for all these JP2 programs to really compete. And I think those basketball programs have really started to grow. And we saw evidence of that this past
that girls program has always been really consistent. Going back to Karen Floyd's a tremendous coach, and she's done an excellent job with that program for a number of years. So not surprised there, but we've seen the continued growth of some of those young ladies who have enhanced that program. And the guys have had some solid years in the past. Can they build back to that, and can they maintain that level of success? And I think there's some promise of this football program right now. Even last year when they had a couple of lumps from time to time, I think you're still able to find a little bit of promising spots from that year. So I like the coaching staff. I think they're going to find a way to figure it out and continue to improve and stay competitive in what is always a very difficult region to play football. And even in 3A, there's some talented teams, and
Right.
JP2 would love to see that squad continue to improve in terms of the win column, but more so just continue to improve that energy and excitement within that program, because that's really what you need when you have players that buy in and just enjoy the process and play for each other, even if you can't get the amount of wins that you'd like, just to find that just high level of excitement and effort from your guys. That is what makes a high school program start to really find success moving forward. And I think they can. I think that's an area that is a good, location to entice more young men and women to be a part of those athletic programs. And they've continued to build and add the facilities. And that baseball field is really nice over there at JP2. They still are they still playing the football games in Hardyville at Richard Gray?
As of what I've heard, as of right now, yes. I believe they are trying, or they're going to eventually be building a football field and stadium on campus, which I think they've been trying to do for the last few years now, because I think the plan was never to stay in Hardyville, just because it's a bit of a drive from their actual school campus. It's about 15 to 20 minutes just to get to Hardyville for football games. I know the team practices at JP2, but for them to be playing games about 20 minutes away from their actual school campus, I wouldn't say it's ridiculous. It's just what they had to use at the time. But I think now that they've grown so much, they're going to have to start saying, hey, it's time to build a stadium on campus. And I think that's probably what they're going to do, because they got the land out there now. So they definitely will be doing that. As far as I've heard, they have been talking and more than likely will be doing that within the next couple years or so. But as of right now, they will be still in Hardyville for this upcoming season.
All right, so make sure to catch a game or two over there at the Richard Gray Sports Complex. Always a nice place to watch a game. I've been to a couple over there at the Ville for the I believe the Cross has played before, but also it's the home of the JP2 Golden Warriors, so that's going to be exciting. But we have one more round of sponsors to get through, our Booster Club members. Base Hit Life, it is prime time tournament season. Summer in full swing means a lot of baseball tournament, means a lot of softball tournaments. Get those themed apparel at Base Hit Life. Live your best Base Hit Life at basehitlife.com. Dr. Ambrose Cole, the official chiropractor of LowcoSports. You can find at Root Living Wellness in Bluffton. Get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. Revenants Wrestling Club, the official wrestling sponsor and the presenting sponsor of Loco Grind, our wrestling podcast. Barefoot floor care of the Lowcountry. You get those floors so clean that your feet will thank you. And finally, Jay's Barbershop. It's the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. So, time for our parting thoughts. Max, you can get us going. What do you have?
I'm trying to find my first one, but I will say a lot of moves have been made in the NBA, including a lot regarding your Boston Celtics. Drew Holiday has been shipped off, as well as Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis going to the Atlanta Hawks, which, by the way, with him on that Atlanta Hawks team now, I don't know if you've seen what their roster is going to look like, but it is young but scary to look at. Very talented looking roster with that veteran presence in Kristaps Porzingis. Drew Holiday was traded for Anthony Simons from the Portland Trailblazers. So a lot of moves now being made. It's the off season now in the NBA. Obviously, of course, congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder on their win. Terrible way to have a Game 7 if you're the Indiana Pacers. I feel very awful for them, because we saw him play that Game 6. We saw Tyrese Halliburton play Game 6, and he did a great job helping that team. Obviously, he only played 20 minutes, but
you look all the way back to Game 1 and that game winner he hit in OKC.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's, it is what it is. But it's a tough way to go. I would say this:
a decisive game for a championship. To see a player, not just a player, but the star for one of your teams in that finals, in that championship game, go down the way he did, and he knew it. You saw the look on his face. Just he was in disbelief. Just tough to see for him and for that I mean, just what a story that Indiana team was. Defied expectations at every point, and some incredible comebacks along the way. Tyrese Halliburton becoming a superstar in just a couple of months by what he did in the NBA playoffs. And just you just hope that he has a swift and quick recovery, because that's going to be an exciting team to watch in the future. But yes, I guess you can say, and I agree, the best team won. That's I guess one of the things you hope for is you want the best team to win it. Sometimes it happens, sometimes they find a way to blow it there at junctures in different leagues. But Oklahoma City showed that they were the best team throughout the regular season, and they were able to get it done when it mattered in Game 7. So shout out to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the rest of the OKC Thunder. And there actually, if you watched Under the Bus, there is a story you'll want to see, or a story you'll want to hear regarding Bob Stevens and the creation of the OKC Thunder, or rather their relocation from Seattle. Of course, formerly the Sonics moved from Seattle to Oklahoma City, and a really, really fun story. So if you haven't seen Under the Bus from this Monday, go watch it, and it should be a good one, especially when they mentioned that Oklahoma City Thunder story with Bob Stevens. So check that out. And did you have another one? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I can't find I saw a picture the other day about it. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, USCB hosted a meeting, a public meeting regarding talks of a new arena and what their plans are for the future of USCB. And one of those talks was on a new arena. I'm trying to find the picture of it. Actually, a good friend of ours, former, still WHHI dude, Kevin Libby. I was actually talking with him the other night about this, and he showed me a picture, and from the renderings that they had at this meeting, absolutely going to be beautiful. I'll see if I can find a picture while we keep going. But they said it's going to be about, and this will be the new arena for basketball too, for USCB basketball as well. They're talking around 5,000 seats in this arena. Which will not only be an arena for basketball and other sports for USCB, but it'll also be able to host concerts and big events, bringing a lot of money to the Lowcountry
state
community.
Championship games.
Yes, that was the other thing I said with Kevin Libby. I was like, this could host state championship games. Could you imagine like having those girls basketball teams, JB2 and Hilton Christian, in an arena like that? Man.
Well,
host some
like a annual, or sometimes in a rotation.
Well, honestly, if they build this, forget the Sumter Center. Just move it to the new USCB arena. Forget the Sumter Center for skis basketball.
Yeah, no, we've had enough of the Sumter Civic Center. Let's come down here to Lowcountry and put on a show at this new and beautiful center to play some hoops. I mean, that is that's going to be a ton of fun. So, just exciting.
I'm going to try and find a picture of it while
we'll definitely if we can find a rendering of that. But that's so exciting. And just to see, we've talked about how loud it got in the Cove the first 2 years, especially this past year. Just imagine with that level of number of seats, and just with that new building, the atmosphere could be raised a couple notches, especially if this team continues to get better. If both teams continue to get better, with Sharon versus Ron Fudala. So that is going to be so exciting to follow over these next few years, and maybe at that time we'll have some big time contenders to go deep in the Division II tournament, because of course this year, if all goes well, they will be eligible to be playing in that postseason. So it is finally here, or at least we think it will be. Everything seems like it'll be going in that direction, but that should be coming up pretty soon, as we're almost into July.
I found it. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this picture up here. Yeah, here we go. Come on, show me this.
Let's go here.
Let me get it up here.
We got a rendering of this.
No, that's not what I want.
USCB new basketball and potentially volleyball arena, if they get volleyball in the future.
Yes, and let me get this up here. All right, let me see if I can share the screen here. These were the renderings from the meeting. Let me see here. Here we go.
Hey,
So those are the
oh boy.
renderings for a new arena that they are trying to push. If I'm not mistaken, I was reading about the meeting. They said it will cost anywhere from 30 to around $50 million. A lot of money, but worth it, I think, in
Yep.
the end.
Yeah.
That's because they'll bring not only will bring money to the community,
that
but also
in terms
to
of
USCB.
recruiting, in terms of just making USCB continue for it to be a high class athletic environment. I mean, that's the
And I'm
goal. And
hoping,
the
I
other
mean,
goal is to bring baseball and softball to campus. I think that's the
if
other
that
goal.
is what it's potentially going to look like, that's
Yep.
absolutely beautiful. And
Yep.
it looks like a field house too, because it looks like those are
Oh, that
windows
looks
right
like
there.
D1 level right there. I mean,
That really, well,
yeah.
5,000 seats would be D1 level. I
Right.
mean, 100%. I mean,
Yep.
look at Duke. Duke does not have 5,000
Right.
seats in
Campus
their arena.
indoors
You know,
is
that's
not
and
that
that's one of the loudest places. I mean, North Carolina is probably one of the teams
Yep.
that has maybe 5,000 plus seats or more in their arena. I mean, that is definitely, if they do make this absolutely beautiful looking rendering and what that could potentially
Yeah,
be.
nice.
And hopefully the next thing we get to see renderings of is potentially new baseball and softball
Yep.
facilities for USCB as well. But until then, that is,
Oh, then I'll be
if
enjoying
this
this
is what
and
if
and
this is what you're
and
going to
just
want to,
being hyped
yeah,
and thinking of what could happen in the future for these basketball teams and how even more exciting it could be to be a part of it
and
in a
if
spacious new
if
arena.
that's what they want it to look like, absolutely beautiful, and I think it's the right move to make, especially to bring recruitment
Oh, that's
and to
everything.
grow in terms of their athletics department, and especially like you said, volleyball is a great option. And if you bring volleyball to an arena, you could definitely have beach volleyball as a sport as well, especially in this area. So
Yep.
that's going to be a great thing, not only for sports for USCB, but also if you decide to, host concerts and stuff like that. That will bring a lot of
Oh,
money, not only to
undoubtedly.
USCB, but the rest of the Beaufort County community. So I think that's absolutely beautiful. And I'll do some more research on it over the next few weeks or so on
Fantastic.
what the numbers would look like if that does happen to be, and if they decide to approve and move forward with building that arena. And yeah, that's absolutely
That's
beautiful.
great.
So that is mine.
Yeah,
Wes, how about
great stuff
yours?
there. I had a couple. You mentioned the NBA draft, but I have a local, at least South Carolina connection. The Gamecocks have a player that just went in the top 10. Colin Murray Boyles was selected by the Toronto Raptors in 9th overall in the draft, which you rarely see.
Nice.
South Carolina, college athlete getting picked in the top 10 of an NBA draft. So congratulations to him.
Yeah,
Congratulations to
man.
that Gamecock program. Delivered a tremendous year for that South Carolina squad, and just awesome to see his reaction through social media and to see the journey that he went on. And not only that, but he's a Columbia guy through and through. He's a hometown kid. He was
That's
from
awesome.
Columbia,
I like
South
that.
Carolina. So
I do like
uh,
that.
yeah,
A
just a
kid playing
tremendous
for the
journey.
South Carolina Gamecocks from the own South
Yeah,
Carolina Gamecock town, man. That's
doesn't
a
get better
very
than
cool.
that.
That's very
So
cool.
now he's going all the way up to the six, as they call it, in
Yeah,
Toronto. So,
that's really, really cool. I
yes,
really like that. Congrats
yeah,
to him. That's awesome.
yeah, big
Anything
time
else?
stuff. Yeah. So let's see, where are we now? Only I believe the first round tonight. They just the first round tonight, and the second round tomorrow. So they
I
still got a
believe.
ways to go.
Yeah.
Um, Walter
I
Clayton
didn't
Jr.
see
remember from
who's
the Final Four just got picked by Washington.
wow, very
I'm not
nice.
huge into the prospects because there's always a lot of good prospects from overseas, from Africa, from Europe. So there are some guys I don't know too much about, but I'm sure there's a player from China picked
See if
by
there
the
are any
Timberwolves, 17th
notable.
overall. Or actually, no, that was from the Grizzlies, 16th overall rather. Um, so yeah, some international players that have been on the radar as well. But of course, Cooper Flag going first overall, as you would expect.
To the Dallas
Those guys
Mavericks.
there.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes,
Bailey
very
going to
nice.
Utah. He was a highly touted prospect as well. So Dylan Harper going to Spurs at 2.
Dylan Harper is going to
Yep.
be. Can I just say, because Dylan Harper is a bit big for a point guard, he's going to be great with Victor Wembanyama when he
Yeah,
returns.
Wemby.
I think that's a great pairing right there.
Yeah.
Con Kneppel from Duke, great shooting guard and shooting forward, a bit of both. Great pick for the Charlotte Hornets. Who else? Let's see who else.
Said Ace Bailey to Utah.
Yeah, Ace. That's a
Yep.
great
Yep.
pick for them. Obviously, Colin Murray Boyles from South Carolina going to the Toronto Raptors. Who else? Derek Queen from Maryland, very good center, going
Yep.
to the I believe the Pelicans, to the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah, selected by Atlanta, but he's traded to New Orleans.
Yeah, the Hawks got him from the Kings. That was their pick that they got from Sacramento. Traded to the Pelicans. Great move by that. And looks like the Hawks will probably grab some draft picks and decided not to make a pick here. Oh, no, they do. They have a pick at 23rd. That pick was traded to the Hawks.
Yes, that's theirs, I believe, at 22.
Yeah.
Yep.
So a lot of players. Walter Clayton Jr. from Florida. That's a great pick as well. For the Washington Wizards to the Utah Jazz. So Jazz making some moves in this one, getting some nice players here. So yeah, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that over the week.
So they used to be a one day. They used to have the first round and the second round the same night, so it went until like 1 a.m. And now they decided to have it over 2 days, so it didn't go incredibly late. So
by the way, with other Dallas Mavericks news, it has been reported today that Kyrie Irving has declined his $41 million option, but has decided to sign a new 3-year contract with the Dallas Mavericks for $118 million. A great move. So him and Cooper Flagg will be together alongside Anthony Davis when they return.
That'll be a very interesting team to watch. I mean, just
interesting.
imagine after the Doncic trade and then you end up winning that first pick
And
in the lottery, you get Cooper Flagg, and now everything changes with that spot. So that certainly a lot of talent on paper. We'll see how it all molds.
Well, I think that's also a really good thing for Cooper Flagg as well, to be brought into.
I mean, that was the best case scenario for him. I don't think it could have worked any better for Cooper Flagg.
Well, I mean, you bring him into a franchise and a surrounding that
play with AD first year, Kyrie Irving first year in the league, and you go first overall. I mean, like, I don't think you could imagine a better.
I mean, you can't imagine a better opportunity for him. That's a very good surrounding and very good atmosphere to go into the NBA with. I mean, that's probably one of the best you can possibly get. So, yeah, that's very cool. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on the rest of the NBA draft and see if any more notable players come around.
Yes. The draft wrapping up tomorrow, today and tomorrow. Second round will be on Thursday. But I have some more news. But is on the baseball dime, because they have just announced Ronald Acuna Jr. will be the first named participant for the Home Run Derby in the Atlanta All-Star Week of festivities. So I obviously expected. It seems like every year they've had a player from the team that hosts the Home Run Derby to be a part of it, or the host of the All-Star game. So I mean, no better player, of course, than Acuna.
We have seen host team players win the Home Run Derby as well. If you remember, Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper. Yep.
I think it was Bryce Harper. The last time that went around, when he won it in DC during the All-Star game when he was a national. But good opportunity.
Any other guys you'd like to see on there?
I mean, obviously, Aaron Judge, I feel like should be on that list. Cal Raleigh, I think would be a great one to have on there.
Yep, big dumper. He is taking the league by storm. I mean, was he up to 30 homers now as a catcher?
Yeah, I would feel as if
the overall record in terms of catching Johnny Bench in terms of home runs by a catcher in the first half of the season. Just
one other Seattle Mariner has done that in their franchise's history, and that is Ken Griffey Jr. did it 3 times in his career. Yeah, so that's a pretty good company to be with for Cal Raleigh. Man, he's having a season, and I would love to see him hit for the Home Run Derby. I think Pete Alonso has done enough home run derbies at this point. I don't think he's going to do it this year.
Yeah, I think this is where you start to see, the younger guys get to step in and see if they can put on a show, because that's what you like to see. There are others around this league that
I feel like Devers. I feel like if Devers is gonna get it, I think Devers should be in it as well.
Yeah.
He's hit really well this year.
Some other names, De La Cruz from Cincinnati.
Dude, I'll just say this: when he hits a home run, man, does he hit a home run?
Yeah,
he smashes a ball. When he gets a piece of that bat with the ball and he hits a home run, it's not just a home run; it's a moonshot. But I would love to see him. And the other thing with Atlanta too is Atlanta, kind of like Denver, not as much, but up in elevation, so that ball travels up quite a bit. When someone gets a hold of it in Atlanta, just because of how high up in elevation the city of Atlanta is. So I have a feeling balls are going to be flying in that stadium come time for the home run derby. And they have that format now where they have all the players from both American and National League compete in the first round. And whoever I think has the top 4 scores will compete for semifinals and finals.
Yeah, I like that better than the bracket format they did a couple of years where, I don't know.
We'll see how it works.
But I'm excited for that. Home Run Derby is probably the best event out of any of the 4 major sports by far, in terms of all-star festivities.
I love watching it. It's fun.
So, I look forward to that in a couple of weeks. But on our front, we will be looking forward to a lot of baseball state tournaments around the state coming up. We'll see how many of our squads can advance to the World Series and represent South Carolina. So going to be a fun couple of weeks ahead. We wish good luck to all of our teams, especially that EAT squad who's going to get to it coming up on Saturday. So a lot of excitement over there, and Max will be on potentially Friday or Saturday. We'll let you know. Our next podcast will be here on the LowcoSports Lowdown.
Yep.
But Max, thank you for coming on tonight. Always a pleasure.
Always.
Yeah, and we will let you know when we will be back here on Loco Lowdown. So thank you, Max Arraj. We thank all of our sponsors, and we thank all of you for watching or listening here tonight on this Wednesday evening. So for Max Arraj, this is Wes Kerr saying thanks so much for being a part of it here tonight. And until next time, go Loco.
The Loco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Loco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Loco!